Good morning, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Decoding the Polls brought to you by Center for Public Policy Research. I'm Sri Lakshmi, research intern at CPPR. Today, our discussion focuses on political waves and undercurrents in Kerala and featuring Dr. D. Dhanuraj, chairman at CPPR, and Professor Gopakumar, sir, an eminent phologist and former vice chancellor of Central University of Kerala. Welcome you both to the discussion, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
In this interview, we will be delving deep into the pulsating heart of Kerala's politics, exploring the waves of change that sweep across the political landscape of the state and the undercurrents that are shaping the political narrative. So, from the dominance of the traditional parties to the emergence of new players shaping the new dynamics, we will analyze the forces at play. So join us as we unravel the complexities that define Kerala's electoral dynamics. Now, let me hand over the stage to Dr. Dhanuraj to take the conversation further.
Thank you, Sri Lakshmi. It's always a pleasure to have this conversation, especially when we are going to discuss Kerala elections. Good morning, sir. We'll start by discussing the major narratives in Kerala around these Lok Sabha elections, sir. What are the major narratives that are taken up by different political formations and also by different political parties, region? What are they?
Well, we are going ahead with the national elections very soon. And being a national elections, it is generally considered that the trends also be in the line of national elections. Otherwise, we consider that the voters have the discretion to differentiate between an assembly poll and a parliamentary election. Particularly in Kerala, we have seen that whenever national polls are being held, the agenda will be focused mostly on national issues. But nevertheless, we have also found some of the state-specific issues and the nature of the performance of the state government also be taken into consideration. Before opening to that kind of discussion, I must say that the two dominant themes that are in the narratives, number one, the question of balancing secularism in a plural society and the ability of a secular government essential for heading the country for another 5 years, which basically means the current BJP dispensation is not considered suitable for the maintenance of secularism. And in a state like Kerala with multi-religious balancing act, the discussion about secularism attaches high importance. And therefore, the broad narrative which consider that BJP is heavily lean towards Hindutva, and there's a strong anti-narrative against this dominant Hindu narrative at the national level. And therefore, anti-BJP politics and the questions relating to anti-Hindutva, which would include uniform issues like uniform civil code, the aspects relating to citizenship, particularly relating to the recent amendments that have been brought in, UCC as well as the Citizenship Amendment Act, plus Article 370, how it has been diluted, and to what extent the future of Jammu Kashmir when it has been declared as a union territory. So all these, plus the threat to secularism allegedly by the non-BJP parties focusing on the interest of the BJP to amend the constitution, and even the threat that if BJP is voted back to power, India might change its constitution for building a Hindu Rashtra. So these factors constitute the fundamental narrative as far as the national electoral poll is concerned. But this brings one side of the picture, but both the UDF and the LDF are equally fighting for this narrative. And they both of them wanted to champion these two issues. It's a question who will champion more and who will champion less. As we have seen in the narrative, when one issue is taken up, immediately both UDF and LDF jumps into the bandwagon. The other side of the poll is to the concerns relating to the ability of the state government. To what extent the Kerala government is able to run its show and how it is able to deliver economic and social justice to the society. Because in a society like Kerala, not only the parliamentary poll, the performance of the local government is also taken into consideration. And this time there is another additional dilemma on the same point, because who is going to be the leader of the India Opposition Alliance? India Opposition Alliance includes both LDF and UDF, but unlike West Bengal or in Tamil Nadu or in other states of India, the UDF and LDF are at loggerheads. And therefore, both of them wanted to champion the cause of anti-BJP struggle, but in the process, they wanted to highlight that the present LDF government is a disaster as far as Kerala is concerned. And this is a point that UDF highlights in their narrative, which is challenged by the LDF, on the other hand, to say that without a strong LDF representation in the parliament, Congress is likely to be influenced by the BJP. And some of the developments since the poll was announced showed that few leaders of the Congress party has joined the BJP, both at the national level and state level. So LDF and the CPM, they are alleging that Congress has become the additional BJP, playing B team to the BJP. And therefore, in order to check the BJP, the strong factor that is able to fight the BJP in the parliament, either in the event of BJP coming back to power or not, will be the CPM-led LDF. So that is the counter narrative given by the LDF on this issue. So these are the two broad narratives, I must say. On the Hindutva narrative, I explained the Uniform Civil Code, Citizenship Amendment Act, also Article 370, plus the probable threat to the amendment of the Constitution for modifying into a Hindu Rashtra, which may not be easy, and I don't think that is going to happen at any cost because of a strong judiciary in India. And on the other, the second broad theme is how to justify the continuance of the LDF government, or there is a strong anti-incumbency factor because of the non-performance of the LDF government, which the LDF government counters, saying that we are better suited to fight with the BJP and Hindutva forces in the parliament, and we will never compromise it. Beyond these two narratives, the BJP is trying to uphold the argument that the likelihood of BJP coming back to power is almost certain, and for a strong and economically growing country like India, BJP's leadership is important, and Modi factor and the Modi guarantee is also very, very vital. And therefore, to elect BJP candidates is ideal according to the BJP, because that will strengthen the hands of Narendra Modi. So, and Narendra Modi's leadership is also highlighted, because neither the left nor the Congress had presented very strong leaders, except that Rahul Gandhi is contesting from Wayanad. Otherwise, you will find the Narendra Modi factor trying to influence the BJP narrative. So that's a third narrative, but we know that Kerala is famous for bipolar politics, and BJP is trying to penetrate into this bipolar politics. So let us see how all the three narratives are going to influence the electorate of Kerala. Thank you.
I think this takes me to three follow-up questions, but I will ask one by one. Three narratives, and the first narrative is, of course, with the secularism and the urged by the parties, Kerala parties, both CPIM and International Congress, that UDF. They have this poll campaign that talks a lot about post-elections. If suppose Modi comes back to power, there could be a possibility of change in constitution. India becomes a Hindutva nation and all. Hindutva, they will change the constitution to make sure that India is a Hindu country. My follow-up question in this regard is, what is that? How the minorities, because always, I think in the last 20 years since I started my political analysis, poll observation, the one narrative that I've come across in Kerala, both at state level and the national level, Kerala is the final frontier for a party like BJP because of minority factor here. 54 to 55% of Hindu population, or some updated numbers shows me that it could be 51% of Hindu population, 49% of minority population. And in that circumstances, it is very difficult for a party like BJP to win seats in Kerala. And the second factor is, of course, whenever there is a threat to the secular fabric in a state like Kerala, there could be a consolidation of minorities in Kerala. And last few days, I've been following these stories, especially the screening of a movie, the movie named Kerala Story. And in between, there was also a declaration by SDPI in Kerala to support UDF. Finally, I think what I understand, if I understood it correctly, UDF rejected that support. But my reading goes, even though SDPI openly supported UDF, they will also have some preferential vote to LDF candidates in some constituencies. In some other constituencies, UDF candidates will get SDPI votes. And of course, the bishops in diocesan bishops in Wayanad and Manandawadi and in Idukki, they're also raising this question of love jihad, and there is a controversy around screening of this film. So when we look at the whole picture and analyze the picture, I see that there is a minority consolidation. I don't know who is going to gain from that minority consolidation. I'm sure you could give more insights to this minority consolidation, if at all, if that is there in Kerala in these elections.
Well, despite Kerala being a secular society, in electoral politics, vote banks play a pivotal role. And especially that two prominent minority communities, the Muslim factor and the Christian factor, plus a highly secularized Hindu vote base among the left, and the chances of contesting the left by the BJP becoming little difficult, penetrating into the communal vote banks of Kerala from a Hindu majority flank also becomes difficult. You have rightly highlighted that there's a steady decline in the Hindu population, and it is almost balanced, although Hindus may constitute 50 to 51% at the most, with 27% of the population being Muslims, 18% Christians. But this count will not include the Dalit Christians, who are around 5% of the total 10% Dalit community or the scheduled caste community. So in the ultimate analysis, unlike in North Indian states, Kerala is not a Hindu majority state to that extent. Further, the Hindu vote base has been socialized and secularized with the left forces, probably because of the powerful social reform movement and the penetration of communist vote ideology among the OBC community in the Hindu religion. And that brings the BJP factor into a big defense. BJP began in 1980 with less than 2% votes, but in 2014 Lok Sabha elections, it polled 15 to 15.5% of votes, almost closing to 16% of votes. Last time it declined in Kerala, but now BJP is trying to ensure an increase in the vote share of the BJP and to see whether it can win 1 or 2 seats, although Narendra Modi may claim 2-digit victory. I doubt it very much, given the tight bipolar electoral politics of Kerala. And considering the politics of the minorities, here again you have some serious factors to ponder about. Because some of the issues, controversial issues, that we had seen, the Kerala story controversy and the screening of the Kerala story by the Idukki diocese with the blessings of the bishop, brought a big controversy in the electoral scene, as if that there is a big margin of difference in the approach of politics by the two prominent minorities, the Muslims and the Christians. It may not be strong, but definitely Kerala story and the controversy communicates the symptom of a disease, if not a disease. On the other side, the prominent minority community, Muslim community, has a strong antagonism with the BJP and Narendra Modi for various factors, as we have discussed about CAA, Uniform Civil Code, abolition of triple talaq, and many other issues, and the fear that Modi may try to create a Hindu Rashtra in India. So the Muslim community position is very clear. And further, this time, the Samasta, led by Kandapuram, the president of the Samasta, and the commitment to bring Samasta to the Muslim League without the fundamental difference they had in the past. I think the Muslim community is much united with the United Democratic Front. So they may not split the Muslim vote as they did in the assembly elections, which helped the LDF, but this time it is going to be more almost certain that the Muslim consolidation will favor the United Democratic Front. Despite the fact that Pinarayi Vijayan and the LDF championed the cause of abolition of Citizenship Amendment Act and the assurance that it will not be implemented in Kerala, again a very interesting theme, because when a parliament passes a law, it is applicable to the whole country and no state can keep out of it. And furthermore, Citizenship Amendment Act has absolutely no relevance in Kerala, but it forms a part of the narrative of the left. It may help LDF to capture some section of the Muslim vote, but the mainstream dominant Muslim community, I feel that they are going to be with the United Democratic Front. And coming to the Christian community, as we know, there are many factions, many dioceses, and at least 16 different factions are there within the broad stream of the Christian community, which we can broadly classify between Catholics, Protestants, and Orthodox. And you will find within Catholics, mostly upper caste and little backward caste considering Latin Catholics, and also CSI South Kerala, then the Salvation Army. These are all backward communities. And within the Protestant, there are backward communities, although the majority are forward community. And definitely the Orthodox community, which is a forward community. So the Christian community has different factions, but the Muslim BJP is trying to enter into the Christian vote base because they're convinced of the fact that the Christians are not going to the communist line, despite having a small support for the left from the Christian community. So BJP tried to create ideas, even the controversy relating to Kerala story, and the attempt to influence the Catholic community and trying to get their support in Trichure parliamentary constituency and elsewhere may bring a very small fraction of the Christian community to support the BJP. But the majority, the huge majority of the Christian community, I think that they will also go in favor of the UDF. So by and large, the minority consolidation is going to be in the UDF way. almost like the 2019. When in 2019, the left was on defense, not only because of the minority consolidation, but even the Sabarimala issue, for which the BJP fought vigorously. But by and large, the people felt that Congress took a very sober stand and it's better to support the Congress. So it was the majority and the minority community holistically trying to support the Congress last time and the UDF, which resulted in the decline of the vote share of the BJP slightly compared to 2014. But this time it is going to be different because of the minority consolidation, particularly Muslim community and a major chunk of the Christian community with the United Democratic Front. So there is minority consolidation, and I think plus the anti-incumbency factor against the left Democratic Front together will work in favor of the United Democratic Front, and the probability that the Congress-led UDF is ideally suited to take the BJP challenge at the national level, because we know very well the left is not a national force, although it is still a national political party, CPM. CPI lost its national status last time, but CPM continues to be the national party. But they fear that unless they perform very well, their status of retaining national symbol, etc., will be in trouble. And therefore, the left wanted to have more seats, but the electorate by and large believe that for the national poll, Congress-led opposition is better suited to take on the challenge of Narendra Modi. And this also put the LDF on the defense. So all these factors, plus the minority consolidation, I think constitute the broad undercurrents of electoral politics of the Lok Sabha elections 2024.
So you mentioned anti-incumbency, and when I talk to voters in our engagements with voters as part of these studies, get a response that there is of course anti-incumbency. I sense an anti-incumbency in the state of Kerala against current LDF government. But more than that, there is also an anti-incumbency to the top leadership of CPM. I mean, within the party also, when I was talking to many of them, I get a sense that they are not happy, or some top political leader told me that we want to teach a lesson. I don't know how it is possible, because it's a cadre-based party, very, very strong cadre-based party, a party like CPM, and cadre says, we want to teach a lesson because we are not happy the way CPM is moving, or the way they govern the state, or some of the decisions, administrative decisions of the government of Kerala. So how do you look at it? Is it a possibility at this point of time? More than anti-incumbency, there is anti-incumbency against the top leadership?
Yes, there is strong anti-incumbency. Whether we like it or not, the performance of the state government will also be taken into consideration. Especially that there is huge financial crisis. Money is not available for social pension and social welfare activities. The government employees are also at sore with the government because there is arrears of dearness allowance being given to them. So both in terms of social welfare pension and the public distribution system, plus the non-availability or up-to-date passing of the dearness allowance to the government employees, plus the price rise. These are all huge issues, and which the ordinary people are concerned, the white-collar people are concerned, so the poor classes people are concerned, and that leads to anti-incumbency. Furthermore, some of the activities of the government, like coming into conflict with the governor, one can say that the governor is supporting the central government. But when it comes to some of the crucial appointments, like the vice chancellorship in state universities, the governor took a very firm position against over-politicization and floating of the laws of the UGC rules in the appointment of vice chancellors. So more than 9 universities are not having regular vice chancellors of 15 universities in the state. And more vacancies are likely to come given the standoff between governor and the chief minister. Furthermore, the ragging issue in many colleges and recently at the Animal and Veterinary University in Wayanad, Pukot, and the suspected death of Siddharthan raised many eyes, and the public are at sore to realize that government is not firm in containing student violence and the general violence that is taking place. When Navakerala Yatra was being held, naturally the opposition parties like the Congress tried to create objection and waved black flags, but the manner in which the protesters were attacked by the police is something that people would consider as a negative approach to democracy, a fascist approach to democracy, because protest and opposition are very much part of democracy. Dissent is natural in democracy. But the manner in which Youth Congress protesters were attacked by the police in the name of protecting Chief Minister and his colleagues, but it also opened eyes that the government is very violent over the opposition. So the general violence prevailing in the society, the campus violence particularly related to ragging and the fight between SFI and other rival student organizations, plus the manner in which the police has been reduced, the power of the police has been reduced due to over-politicization, also contribute to the anti-incumbency factor. So the economy is in bad shape, as everybody knows. Price rise is high, inflation is high, unemployment is at its peak. Among the youth, all India unemployment is around 27%, but in Kerala it is almost 43%. And this also adds to the question of the status of education in Kerala. When thousands of students migrate to other states and other countries for higher education, even for graduation they are migrating, which also exposes the feeling that there is something rotten in our education sector, in our course, in the quality of the syllabus, the manner in which they are being taught, and above all, the gap between the course structure and the possibility of employment. So we are unindustrialized or less industrialized, and there is a lack of regular professional contact between academy and industry, and increasing unemployment due to the problems in education and generally the lack of industrial development. All these have contributed to the anti-incumbency factor. So anti-incumbency is a reality. I think just like the criticism against BJP government at the center is being taken up, the legitimacy of the state government and the LDF to seek maximum seats from Kerala will be contested on the anti-incumbency plan. So anti-incumbency is a powerful election card, and UDF is using it to their benefit. And I think like last time, it is also going to help the UDF this time because of the prevalence of anti-incumbency factor, as well as the ability of the Congress to challenge the BJP at the national level. Thank you.
So do you think, so far we have been discussing, no, there's an anti-incumbency factor that works in favor of UDF, Congress party, especially for Congress party in a state like Kerala. But I also observed that when I traveled last few days, I also observed that many places Congress party has a very weak organizational structure. Even though election is only 10 days 10 days to go, in many constituencies I've been told that the Congress workers are not even able to visit complete 2 rounds of visits by this time, whereas LDF has gone for 3 times. And there are also inner party struggles within Congress that is not new to a party like Congress. Whereas United LDF is trying to put up a united show, even though there are people, there are leaders who are not happy with the top leadership of the party. So do you think, even though there is an anti-incumbency factor that works in favor of Congress, Congress is in a good position to leverage on the anti-incumbency factor that plays against the main opponent, that is the CPM here in Kerala.
You are right. Particularly when it comes to the organizational structure of the Congress, it is certainly on the defense for two basic reasons. Number one, there's a shift of some of the cadres of the Congress party to join the BJP, which empowers the left to say that Congress is playing the team B role of the BJP. We have seen leaders like Padmaja, and again the daughter of a chief minister, and again Anil Antony, son of a chief minister, former chief minister. So children of two former chief ministers moving to the BJP, and the fact that there are groupism in the Congress, all these things create challenges to the Congress at certain levels. And the fact that Congress is also lacking in terms of money. They are not at the ruling level. It's not a ruling party either in Kerala or at the national level. And in the election bond case, we have seen that while BJP becomes the maximum benefactor of the electoral bond, Congress follows, but very, very low. So the ability of the Congress to finance its party candidates is another difficulty. So these two factors, the inter-party struggles, the shift towards BJP by some of the cadres, and the weak organizational structure can create problems to the Congress party. This is also exposed when it fielded some of the unpopular candidates, I must say, like fielding candidates for a repeated number of chances. Like you have seen while in Kannur, Sudhakaran was not interested and he was not very healthy, and he has a responsibility as a president of the KPCC to lead the party. He was forced to contest this election.
Yeah.
And this is a big problem for his leadership.
Right.
Yeah. And one more point, that candidates like Kodukkunnu Suresh, who is contesting for the 9th time, and the inability of the Congress to recruit new blood to the leadership level. So these are problems coming in the way of the UDF. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm corrected by my producer that there are 14 days to go to elections, not 10 days. Let's discuss the Modi factor. Prime Minister has focused a lot on Kerala and Tamil Nadu the last 2-3 months. I think since the beginning of 2020-24, he has been traveling very frequent to Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And my understanding is that this is a larger game plan of BJP to set their foothold in state like Andhra, in southern India. I know they have, of course, they have a strong presence in state of Karnataka, but they are not strong in Karnataka, in states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, and all. And the media report says that PM is again coming to Kerala on Monday, 15th of April. There could be one more trip before elections happens on 26th. And so I have a couple of questions related to PM's visit. How much influence or how much impact that Modi's visit will have on Kerala elections this time around, unlike in the past? Second question is all about at least in a couple of constituencies, I see there is a triangular contest. Not so, Kerala is not used to triangular contest. So how that bipolar contest leads, when it becomes triangular contest, what are the changes that we could expect in election trend, from bipolar to triangular contest?
Well, in a recent survey conducted by a colleague of mine, the data suggests that Modi has a popularity in Kerala to the extent of 30%, 30. It is very high, because the highest a former prime minister or a prime minister earned from Kerala when BJP was in power was Vajpayee with 20%. But Modi has a support base of 30%, but here the pollster and the psephologist immediately told me that despite the popularity of the Modi to the 30% among the average Kerala population, this factor is not translated into votes. That means BJP is not going to get 30% votes. This is true even in the time of Vajpayee. When I was leading the survey, I had the data those days that while Vajpayee polled 20% support base among Kerala, BJP had a support of hardly 10%. So almost half. So this time also, BJP may improve its vote tally to 16 or 17%, but nevertheless, it may or may not end up with winning any seat. As you rightly mentioned about the triangular contest, yes, there are triangular contests in half a dozen constituencies. Trivandrum, Trichur, Palghat, Pathanamthitta, Alappuzha. These are some of the areas where Trichur definitely. So these are Kasaragod. So these are constituencies having strong triangular fights. Of the half a dozen constituencies I had identified, two are particularly very important, Trivandrum and Trichur, because of the popularity of the two candidates and the popularity of the rival candidates. So BJP is trying to win at least one seat, either in Trivandrum or Trichur. Because as you discussed about the bipolar politics, the possibility of shifting of votes from LDF candidates to the UDF is more likely in Thiruvananthapuram. And that may put the BJP candidate into defense. If Panyan Ravindran is performing almost like his predecessor in 2019, C. Divagaran, then Shashi Tharoor has a fair chance. But the main contest being already noted by Shashi Tharoor and others, it is between Congress and the BJP. And Rajiv Chandrasekhar being a performer, he has sufficient appeal among the youth and the middle class who believe that Trivandrum has not progressed under Shashi Tharoor during the last 15 years. The second constituency where BJP has a hope is in Trichur, where there is a popular cine actor Suresh Gopi being rivaled by Karnagaran's son Muralidharan and by a popular LDF candidate Sunil Kumar. Actually, Trichur represents a true triangular fight, a very strong triangular fight.
So you're saying that the triangular fight is only in Trishur, not in Trivandrum?
Yeah,
Still a
much
bipolar.
more, the really balanced triangular fight, almost equal, meaning my point is that all the three candidates are likely to poll more than 30% votes. Then it qualifies for a real triangle. So Panyan Ravindran may not qualify for 30%, he may end up by 28 or 27%. So that's a problem. Whereas in Trichur is a clear case of triangular fight. And some of the election surveys by the media had shown either in favor of UDF or in favor of LDF, which means that the black horse, probably the NDA candidate, may emerge successful in the final race. We do not know. But Sunil Kumar is extremely popular. Muralidharan has been challenged because his sister defected to Congress, sorry, to the BJP. His sister defected to the BJP. And she tried to attract some Congress votes from Congress party to the BJP. So in Trichur, Muralidharan is in trouble. And therefore, the triangular fight may end up finally between Sunil Kumar and Suresh Gopi, and which means all the three are balancedly fighting, but the winner may get the pass or the victory by a minor margin only. It's most unpredictable in Trichur because of the highly competitive triangular fight that is taking place. All the three candidates are popular. But on the other side, you can say that when there is a strong anti-LDF incumbency, when there is a strong anti-incumbency factor, how come Sunil Kumar get elected? This is also being a very important question. So whether in the last minute, LDF votes may go in favor of UDF, or UDF, some of the UDF votes may be split between LDF and the BJP. So some of these undercurrents are not visible, but it is a clear case of a excellent triangular fight in the Kerala polls. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I'm not so sure whether you want to comment on this comment that is on our YouTube channel. The comment is, I read out the comment. The anti-incumbency against the leadership of CPM is entirely different from general anti-incumbency against government. Definitely, there is an anti-incumbency against the present arrogant leadership. This is a comment from one of the viewers. Would you like to comment?
I didn't get the last point.
There is an anti-incumbency against the present arrogant leadership of CPM. It is more than the anti-incumbency against the government.
I think interestingly, this is a valid point because like in 2020, when Rahul Gandhi was projected as a potential Prime Minister of India, there was a strong anti-LDF wave in Kerala. This time also anti-LDF wave is very visible, but nobody believed that Rahul Gandhi is going to be the next Prime Minister, at least in the Kerala political discourse. So, given the two anti-incumbency factor, one against the center, one against the state, the Congress is better placed because they are not in power either in Delhi or in Kerala. So neither in Trivandrum or in Delhi, they are in power. So there is no anti-incumbency against the Congress. That's the interesting point. So that is why I say that LDF is more on the defense compared to the UDF. Despite the organizational weakness of the UDF, there is more appeal to the UDF because UDF have two aspects to challenge. They can challenge the BJP on secular factors, challenging the BJP that BJP is going against the minority. And the UDF can also challenge the LDF saying that LDF is corrupt in Kerala and it is marked for its non-performance. So on both counts, UDF has positive factors to highlight. And that is why there is more, it is generally considered the anti-incumbency is there. But your given question, which one is more important? I suspect that despite being a national poll, there is so much focus on Kerala politics. And the performance of the LDF government is certainly, it will be evaluated in this election. And therefore, anti-incumbency as a state is equally valuable compared to the anti-incumbency as a center. Thank you.
So last question, sir.
Yeah.
This is another comment. The emergence of tripolar politics in Kerala. Which friend, UDF or LDF, will be more affected? And I'll add, from my side to this question. I mean, you've been a political election analyst for so many decades. I'm curious to know from you, 98 and 99, when general elections were held, that time also there was an understanding that both whoever gets elected from Kerala, whether it is a CPM, LDF or UDF candidate, when they go to Delhi, they will be united to oppose BJP in Delhi. That was 1999 when NDF, the first NDA governments were in power.
Sure.
But now in 2019, that narrative was also there.
Sure.
But coming to 2024, do you see any change in terms of the way the electorate is approaching this whole narrative? Once they cross Kerala boundaries, when they go to Delhi, compared to what the understanding of, because Modi being very dominant party, BJP is a very dominant party, unlike in 1998 and 99. So how do you look at the approach of electorate to the India alliance as such? Because when they go out, once they cross Kerala boundaries, they are together. So why should I bother about these two parties? And my botheration should be about BJP, and then whether it is helping BJP to make more penetration to Kerala's politics. And I repeat that comment, whether this emergence of tripolar politics, which friend will be affected more?
Very interesting question. Because you compared between 90s and the present, and with a gap of nearly 2 decades, I think my precise answer to this question is that BJP has gained more legitimacy in Kerala politics. That's a fact. the untouchability of the BJP, which was there among the people, particularly among the minorities, and also among the Hindu community, has started declining. Although BJP has become more aggressive at the national level, the fact that BJP is in power for the last 10 years and more likely to come for another 5 years, an increased legitimacy for the BJP in Indian politics and therefore in Kerala politics has been accepted. So BJP is no more an untouchable. But the fact is that given the presence of two powerful minorities, both in quality and quantity in Kerala politics, the ability of BJP to win at the cost of LDF and UDF becomes difficult. This is a situation where triangular fight cannot be generalized in Kerala altogether. We can say that since BJP is likely to get 15 to 17% of votes, it is a triangular politics. Fine, okay. But that triangular fight is more focused in few constituencies, mostly restricted to Trivandrum, Trichy, Palghat, Kasaragod, Pathanamthitta, Alappuzha, etc., which shows that there are around 14 constituencies out of 20 where BJP is not in the race as a third force. So BJP has emerged as a third force in half a dozen constituencies, and within the half a dozen constituencies, at least two to three constituencies, they have become extremely crucial. So this triangular fight is not helping BJP because it is not triangular everywhere. In the previous question, I've already highlighted that the real triangular fight is only in one constituency, that is in Trichy, followed by Trivandrum. That's all. So that's all. So that means that despite the triangular politics and the weakening of bipolarism to some extent, Kerala continues to weigh between the old rivals, the UDF and LDF, and the BJP trying to enter into the strange demography of electoral politics of Kerala. Unless BJP gets the support of Christian community, it is not going to get the critical vote base. So the critical vote base or the critical votes that they need and the critical mass that they require, it has to come not from the Hindu community, because the minority approval for the BJP is very relevant, very essential. That has not come to the extent they expected. Another challenge for the BJP is that LDF being the larger Hindu party in quotation, because 65% of the 100 votes that goes to the LDF comes from the Hindu community, followed by the BJP as a second party having the Hindu vote base, and the Congress the least gainer. So unless the BJP is able to challenge the CPM, the Hindu vote base is not likely to come to the BJP source. So therefore the problem is the BJP was successful in reducing the Hindu base in the Congress, but not in the left, not in the CPM. So there is this dilemma, plus the lack of support from minority community that puts the BJP in a weak position and disempowers from forcing triangular fights in 20 constituencies. So they may have candidates in all the 20 constituencies. They may increase its vote share, but its focus is only in 3 to 4 districts, Trivandrum, Pathanamthitta, Trichy, Kasaragod, Palghat, etc. But its ability to grow across the state, say like in Malappuram or in Calicut or in Ernakulam, all these, Kottayam, these are problems. And that is why the triangular fight in Kerala becomes very sensitive, but at the same time, BJP is not becoming the beneficiary of that fight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's been a wonderful conversation, and I learned a lot from you, and I'm sure all of us are learning a lot from you, especially the students of political science and who are interested to study more about Kerala politics. And I'm sure Kerala politics is going through a transformative period, and some of your observations will be so relevant in the future. We will
Thank
come
you.
back.
Thank you.
we
Thank
will-
It has also been a very interesting discussion and very valid and relevant questions. Kerala politics is always very unique. And for the students of Kerala politics, they have to catch up with the history as well as the modern trends. And I'm sure this will motivate the students also to learn more about some of the transformative trends in the politics of Kerala. And electoral politics being one of the finest areas through which you can fine-tune the dimensions of Kerala politics. Thank you very much.
Over to you, Sri Lakshmi.
Thank you, sir. And thank you all for joining in this insightful discussion. So we hope this discussion has shed on the factors shaping the voter sentiments and influencing the political outcomes for the state. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel for more in-depth videos on elections and politics and much more. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for more videos. Until next time, stay informed.